welcome to Tea with the President, a special Sunday evening segment where I get to sit down with President Naokimi and Yoshie and talk about last week and what's coming up in the next week, what was hard, what strides have been made, and what we're looking forward to next week. We're also gonna sip some tea, maybe spill some tea. You've got like a coffee tumbler and water.
Yes, it's a Starbucks tumbler, but it's water.
And I've got a teacup with kombucha in it, which is technically tea.
Chai's tea. Yep.
Yeah.
Chai's tea.
Yeah. So if you guys are joining us for the first time, this is just a casual conversation. And if you have any questions for President Naokimi or myself, please feel free to put them in the comments and we'll have a chat. How's it going, President Naokimi?
Yeah, another busy day. Spent 7 hours today catching up on a month of emails.
Whoa.
And then as I was about to go out for dinner, I was like, oh, shoot, I have another meeting with the district meetup. So and right after that was this. So apologize for the slight delay. I know you guys are used to meeting at 9:30, and thank you, Yoshie, for your patience.
That's okay. I know that you must have been engrossed if you let a meeting go long.
That's true. I usually try to keep everything on schedule.
Yeah. So how was this last week for you? What was a highlight?
Let's see, this week. Well, one thing, at the beginning of the week, I had a chance to finally update my Wiser goal book, which is like a digital workbook that I use to keep myself organized. And every so often I like to update the goals and strategies and daily plan, kind of execution plan. And I was able to do that, so I felt a bit more clear. I like to always be on top of things, so that was that was a highlight for me, just being able to do that.
A little bit of me time.
Yeah. Kind of my me time is organizing my life.
It's important.
Yeah. So that was good. Other than that, I did spend a half a day with my buddy Resfred, Secretary General dude. Since Dr. Young moved to the New Yorker as his main residence, I haven't been commuting every day to Belvedere, and usually I call Resfred on the way back. So I get like 15-20 minutes with him every day, usually. But since the move a couple months ago, I haven't really had that regular check-in with him. So anyway, I thought it was really good to just spend a half a day together with him. We got some ramen in the city, and it was good. We kind of mapped out a few things. So I feel also on that end a little bit more solid on our teamwork. So yeah, those were kind of my highlights for this week. Yeah, I had breakfast. I went out for breakfast with my wife yesterday. Ooh. That was nice.
So general kind of like housekeeping, not...
Oh yeah, and catching up on my emails. That was a chore, but it was a highlight now that I'm
speaking of which. Yeah. Angelica Selly says, we truly appreciate you for reading our emails and keeping in tune and in touch with us on the ground level.
Yeah. I'm committed to answer all my emails. So even if it takes a little bit longer, I do get around to them. So yeah.
I got an email from you today. You forwarded something.
That's right. So if you're getting an email, Yoshie, I'm working on my
I should have
emails.
thought about it a little bit more carefully. Oh, he's going through his emails. Nice. Okay, so what was challenging then about this last week?
Well, it's kind of related, but I'm feeling more and more the pressure of the next rally in December, and the pressure is more like really maximizing the win-win and benefits on all around. We did a quote unquote successful rally in June. A lot of things that we intended to do, we accomplished. But I don't want to just do the same thing. And also I don't want to do things that weren't really impactful or effective as much as I want it to be. So that's kind of the challenge. Like Dr. Young is asking for bigger goals and, literally like bigger goals. And then, but just, expanding the numbers or adding a zero on it doesn't really excite the the people in the field. So I'm trying to, my struggle this past whole week was really, how do I take this kind of goals from heaven from Dr. Young and make it something that people are excited to pursue during the next 3 months. Getting there, but I'm not quite there yet, so it's still a struggle. I will figure it out, but for now I'm in that space of really trying to bridge that gap between heaven and earth. So that's been
wow, that's a really effective way of describing what you're trying to do. Bridge the gap between heaven and earth.
Yes, it definitely feels that way. So yeah, starting with the sub-regional directors, they themselves are like, like giving me feedback. Yeah, not so excited about those goals. Well, doesn't take a genius to figure that out. The challenge is, how do you make it into something that's meaningful? So
yeah. So something that that like you will get to, but you're kind of in the process right now and wrestling with it.
Yeah, because I was going to share this later, but one thing that's happening this week is I'm going to do a whole tour of my sub-region. Starting this Friday. So I better be clear by then what we're doing. Because the purpose of the tour is to enroll all the members in Sub-Region 1 about our plans for the rest of the year. Right. So a big part of that is this December rally and how every person can be engaged and excited about contributing something there. So I have about 4 days to figure it out, Oh, and there's a Chunguk leaders meeting thrown in there Wednesday and Thursday, so at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Maybe that's when you'll get your inspiration.
Yeah, maybe that's where I'll get my answer. Nice. Yep, so that was my main struggle this week.
Bridging the gap between heaven and earth. I like that. I don't think I've ever heard it before. Cool. Okay, so then, yes, you're working on the December rally, trying to figure out what's happening there. What was a key development that happened this week?
There are a few. We had our first sub-regional directors meeting on the single blessing candidates, and Dr. Young invited the sub-regional directors and their wives to join with the family ministry, BFM, to discuss about how we can really focus on developing this area. So Now it's a weekly meeting, and yeah, Dr. Young really wants us to focus on this, so that started this week, and it'll continue every week. Also, I had a meeting about IPEC on its kind of future use. Mother had asked to develop a cafe at IPEC.
Interesting.
And also a daycare.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're figuring out that plan, how to make that work. So we had a good meeting. It's been a series of meetings every week for the past couple months, but this past week, I felt like we broke through in a certain kind of concept. So I felt that was substantial. Another development was I met with Branch and a few others who are working with Ocean Tribe, and we're making a shift from a national organization into a sub-region, mostly East and West. So that's going to make it, a little bit more manageable. And I'm also trying to constantly empower the sub-regional structure. So that was another development. And probably the most important this week was we had a focus group meeting on branding, the future of Family Federation. So yeah, we had a few bright minds together to brainstorm about, what is our core brand, core product and service. And typically the simple answer is, God and your parents and the blessing and divine principle. But in terms of like selling it to society, what's our brand? What are we known for that's a benefit to society? So anyway, it was a good discussion, but one thing that came out of that was we should be known for marriage with a purpose. So that was an interesting outcome, which is that it's not about happy marriages. It's not even about, happy families, but marriage with a purpose, because we can't actually promise happy families or happy marriages, but we can promise marriage with a purpose. Marrying for a higher purpose and having that sense of higher intention in your relationship, I think that's pretty, meaningful. So yeah, I'm hoping we can work with that. And so Nancy, she's going to take a look at that, and then we're going to revisit it again next week.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It's pretty snappy, catchy as far as it's like 3 words, marriage forward.
I thought so too. Yeah. Must say I came up with it myself, but just after listening to everyone, and their input. So that's hopeful, thinking about the future. And you know what? Actually, Yoshie, I do want to get one more thing off my chest, and that is, it's the challenge was not just heaven and earth, but it's like translating like the good that we are doing in a way that heaven can see. In other words, there's a lot of things that are developing that we're doing quite well. It may not show up in numbers and reports and so on and so forth, but it's more the fundamental work that needs to be done to be able to expand exponentially later, like defining membership, like having a standard officiators training for spreading the blessing, like having a functional database. Like these things take a lot of time, but they don't show immediately the fruits of that. It's more the back end stuff. And so anyway, that's been a little bit of a struggle because there's this constant push to deliver on the fruits when I feel like we need to fix
on the roots.
We're working on the roots. We're working on the branches. We're working on the trunk.
Right.
But we're being asked to produce the fruits, you know. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like that's part of the whole bridging heaven and earth is like we have heaven's expectation, but things take time to get there. It's not that we're not doing anything. There's a time period and a stage by stage development that needs to happen in order to really produce the fruits that we're looking for. And just pushing for more is not the best approach for actually getting there.
Yeah. Right. So it's not a one-sided getting the field excited about what heaven is asking for, but it's also kind of communicating effectively with heaven.
What earth is up to.
Clarifying what is actually happening on the ground.
Very good, Yoshie. It was like the same train of thought I was thinking as you were sharing it. That is the analogy.
Yeah. That's give and take action.
Yeah.
That's unity, and it requires two parties that are like not resisting and not defensive. Yeah.
Yep. Key is unity, Yoshie.
Yes, it is. Always is. Always goes back to that.
That's why my lunch with Dr. Young is so important. Yeah, I'm trying to have at least once a week meal meeting with Dr. Young. But yeah. Sorry, it's off my chest. Just wanted to express that aspect as well.
Thank you for getting that off your chest. This is what we're here for. Tea with the president.
Yes. Tea and water.
Yep. Sounds like a challenge. Sounds like a challenge that you're up for.
Thank you, Yoshie, for your vote of confidence.
Yes.
I'm sure I will get there.
Okay, so today's table topic. I'm excited about it.
Okay.
Okay, list. Okay. I want to say. Okay, list our North American leadership. So maybe. I don't know what that includes, but I think it's like through the SRDs level and up. And the animal you think would best represent them.
Oh my goodness. This is recorded.
Yes.
Well, so Dr. Young. Oh man.
Oh my gosh,
okay,
I just got cut off internet-wise.
Too much excitement. Can you hear me okay, Yoshie?
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Are we back?
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
So it was funny. You said, "Is this recording?" And then everything just kind of cut off for me.
Yeah, so the animal that comes to mind with Dr. Young is a parrot, or more like a toucan. A toucan.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of his strength and his thing is the speaking, delivering God's word. So kind of that's kind of like a papa bird, something like that. So the others, let's see, Reverend Patton. He is like reminds me of the Geico lizard.
Okay.
Very proper and has a accent and very slim and slender. With good posture. Reverend Takami. Somehow, first thought that came to mind was a panda.
Okay.
I mean, he's not chubby actually, but he's very soft and gentle.
Like jolly? No?
Yeah, not jolly, but just calm and yeah, just stable comes to mind. Yeah. And then Reverend Jackson. I guess Papa Bear comes to mind, like in the cartoon, the Jungle Book.
Okay. Okay.
I forgot the name of the character, but anyway,
Baloo?
Baloo. Reverend Thompson. Nothing's coming up immediately. But he's a jolly guy. Reverend Thompson is very jolly too. So he's pretty sharp too.
Okay.
But yeah, no animal comes to mind immediately for him.
I don't know why for me it was a maybe it's because he's English. Like just an English terrier.
A terrier.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe.
So everybody.
That's all the sub-regional directors.
Okay. I like it.
That's off the top of my mind, but
nice.
How about me, Yoshie? What animal do I represent?
Oh gosh. Hey, in the comments also feel free to
Save Yoshie. Put in your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let me see. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I feel like maybe I'm in like Dogland now, but
in Dogland? What does
like
that mean?
I'm thinking dogs.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's actually true.
Which breed?
Dolphin?
Dolphin. One of the smarter animals, I guess. Friendly. Well, how about this, Yoshie? What animal would you say represents you?
I don't know. It's just a hard question in general, isn't it? It's like, what characteristics are the things that you want to kind of match up?
Well, what's one animal that you could represent?
So the immediate thing that I want to say is like a horse.
Okay.
Because horses are graceful.
Okay.
And then another one that I don't know is actually true, but I wouldn't mind being considered as is a cat.
A cat.
Yeah. And I don't think it's necessarily because I have a personality of a cat, but I always, want to win the affection of cats. So I have like a healthy respect for cats.
That might be more like the dogs who want the respect of the cats and the cats who don't care.
Gregory Davis says that you are a koala.
Koala bear. Soft and cuddly.
And then Josue says, wise like a serpent, gentle like a dove.
Wow. Look at that.
Naokimi says, corgi.
Corgi.
And then Marie says, an eagle who's trying to...
Interesting. Aww.
That's a good answer.
Actually, the animal I was going to say was the eagle. So, Marie
wow.
Bont.
Close in heart.
Yeah, she gets like highlighted on the Facebook chats and she gets this. Maybe we should be asking her these table topics questions.
So yeah, you were going to say eagle. That I was going to ask you, but you said that you would want to be an eagle.
Well, I remember having a similar kind of question asked to me before and then kind of putting some thought to it. But one of my strengths is being able to see future vision, like what's possible. And that's one of the things eagles are. They kind of see from a 10,000 foot view and be able to see kind of long term. So yeah, and I like freedom. Freedom is one of my greatest values, and eagle is also represents freedom. So I think those two kind of strengths that I have are represented well in the eagle. And Marie added the whole bridging heaven and earth. So, that works too.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of other things in the comments. Gregory Davis wants to know what your email address is.
It is nushiroda@unification.org.
Yes. And it may take a little bit of time, but he will answer your email if you email him.
That's right. Just took me 7 hours on my Sunday.
Yeah.
Catch up on a month of emails, but.
And then Betsy Orman just mentions Hurricane Ida and where it's about to hit. And
I see.
Please keep those locations, and especially Alcorn State University in your prayers for calm and no loss of power.
Pray for your safety. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm a meerkat.
Meerkat. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, so on that note, what are you looking forward to in this coming week?
I am looking forward to being clear about our future and starting my district tour with confidence.
Successfully bridging the gap between heaven and earth this week, I see. That
is what I'm looking forward to.
Great. Okay. I think that we can end on that note. It's been half an hour.
Sounds good.
Yes. Sorry we were a little bit late this evening, but thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next week at 9:30 on Sunday evening. Thank you for making time after all of that busy day of emails and meetings and more meetings.
Yeah, don't forget a sermon in the morning too.
Oh yeah, the sermon. Yes.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you
God
next
bless
time.
you. Bye.
Bye.